Was Khamzat Chimaev exposed at UFC 294 against Kamaru Usman? That's something that I've been thinking about since the fight happened, because supposedly he's going to get the next title shot against Sean Strickland, and I don't think he's ready for it. So if you guys didn't see the fight, it was a 3-rounder between Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev had a very dominant first round. When I first watched it, I honestly thought it wasn't worthy of a 10-8 because I didn't think that there was enough damage. I thought it was mostly control. I've since gone back, rewatched the first round, and looked at the stats, and I was kind of stupid for not thinking it was a 10-8. It's very clearly a 10-8. I still stand by Kamaru Usman winning the second and third rounds, and that fight should have been a draw. I just don't think there's any way you can slice it. There's no way you can give Khamzat the second round. It was a very clear Kamaru Usman outstruck him the whole time and landed the better shots. Khamzat had about 40 seconds of control time at the end of the round, maybe 30 seconds, but he did nothing with it because Usman was able to hold on to him. And as we know, the current scoring criteria of the sport, control time means nothing if you did less damage than your opponent. If your opponent hits you more and hits you cleaner, you can lay on them for 4 minutes and it doesn't matter. So, and then the third round, it kind of turned into a bit of a slugfest, at least for a little bit, and Usman got the better of every single striking exchange in that round. He seemed to wobble Khamzat more. He had Khamzat backing up more. Khamzat got a takedown again. He had more ground control than he did in the second, and he landed some shots on the ground, but he still got outstruck that round pretty substantially, I believe, and he didn't land the better shots. So again, damage goes to Usman that round. Usman won rounds 2 and 3 very clearly, in my opinion, and it should have been a draw. And I don't think Khamzat is ready for most of these guys in the top 5 in 5-round fights. That's the point I want to make here. Anybody with survivability, I think, will beat him. And that's what I'm walking away, or that's what I'm thinking after seeing his fight with Usman. Now, I understand that Khamzat said that he broke his hand or something. I don't think that's actually been confirmed yet. He says that he broke his hand in the first round of the Usman fight, but according to Dana White in the post-fight press conference, nothing was confirmed yet, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Regardless, we've seen people break their hands before. A broken hand doesn't automatically give you a bad gas tank. That doesn't make you tired. It makes you unable to throw that hand as effectively, I understand, but that wasn't what I noticed in this fight. What I noticed was after the first round, he was completely gassed. He was more gassed than Usman, and Usman's the one who took this fight on short notice. He's the one that was coming off the couch prior to the fight. So I'm just thinking, if he is getting gassed out after the first round and getting outstruck in rounds 2 and 3 by Kamaru Usman, what happens after, say, he's fighting Strickland and Strickland makes it out of the first 2 rounds where Khamzat's most dangerous? Is he going to survive on the feet with Strickland for the next 3? No, Strickland's a better striker than Usman. He's a bigger guy than Usman. He's longer. He's got better boxing. He has better defense. His grappling's not going to be as good as Usman's. I understand that. He might be a little harder to take down just from his size, but I'm sure his grappling's not as good as Usman's, even though their fight was a long time ago, and Strickland's grappling is good. His defense is good. I see him getting taken down and ragdolled in the first round by Khamzat. But if Khamzat can't finish him early, I think he gets pieced up the rest of the fight. That's what he's shown. His cardio's not there. And it seems like his power diminishes throughout the fight as well, his punching power. I just don't see him being able to beat Strickland like that. And honestly, I'm not sure he could beat like an Israel Adesanya at this point, because Israel Adesanya is not a good grappler, but he does have very good takedown defense, and all he has to do is survive the ground for a round, and then I think he can win the fight after that. Same with like a Robert Whittaker, survive the first round. Everybody needs to just survive the first round. Khamzat Chimaev, I think, has proven to be one of the most dangerous first-round fighters in the sport. He's up there for sure. Guys like Michael Chandler come to mind, most dangerous first-round fighters. In each division, there's a bunch of guys you can think of. Like Sean O'Malley at bantamweight is extremely dangerous in the first round. Khamzat at welterweight, middleweight, extremely dangerous in the first round. But after that, man, he doesn't seem to have much in him. And he did in the Burns fight. But looking back, Burns wasn't fighting very smart and Khamzat wasn't fighting very smart. They were both engaging in the slugfest. I just have a hard time seeing him finish most of these guys in the first round, these higher competition guys. He was able to finish lower competition in the first round. But these higher ranked guys, these top 5 guys, they're really good at surviving. That's what happens at the top. There's a lot less finishes at the top of a division than there are in the lower rankings. So if he can't finish these guys, like I don't see him finishing Dricus du Plessis in a round. And I don't see him surviving the rest of the fight with Dricus du Plessis, judging by how his cardio looked in the Usman fight. Same thing with the Strickland fight. Same thing with a Whitaker fight. He could probably survive a Whitaker fight. Whitaker doesn't have the craziest finishing ability, and he doesn't put on the craziest pace. But I think he would lose most of that fight after the first round. Even a guy like Marvin Vettori, who I don't really rate that high skill-wise. I think Marvin Vettori is a very solid all-around fighter. He's not great anywhere. He's just kind of decent everywhere. And he's kind of slow, but he'd be just about impossible to finish in that first round. And he doesn't get too tired. He can go 5 rounds pretty well. If Khamzat can't finish him, does Marvin Vettori just 1-2 him to death for the rest of the fight? That's kind of what I'm starting to think. Khamzat might not be what we thought he was, and he might not even ever become a champion. I used to think Khamzat would be the champion of middleweight in about a year, and I no longer think that. I just don't know who he beats at this point in 5 rounders. If they just give him 3 rounders all the time, he'll win all of them. But I don't know about a 5 rounder. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. If you subscribe, that would be cool. I will talk to you later. Goodbye.